Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
Hey, shalom, everybody. Most High in Christ bless. Happy Sabbath. Thank you, Thassi, and to the rest of y'all online. May God bless you abundantly on the Sabbath day and all days if you're keeping His commandments. To leadership, Most High in Christ bless you all, and to all Israel. And IUIC, outside of IUIC, but if you're keeping the commandments, you have the fear of God, and you believe in Christ, we say shalom. All right, today's class is Marriage in Babylon, Generational Curses. Here's the problem. I was going to start another place. I don't know where I'm starting at, but once again. But anyway, first I'm going to begin. I don't even know where I want to begin. Let's go to Matthew's. Marriage is a class that we go over so much. It is to a point that I don't know, people don't get it. But I mean, we all are a work in progress, right? Let's start in the book of Matthew's. I don't know if I should start in Matthew's. Give me a second. It's going to change my thought. Start with the book of Hebrews. Hebrews 13. Okay, I don't want to do Matthew's first. Hebrews 13.
Hebrews chapter 13. And verse 4. Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled.
It says marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled. I want the definition of the word honorable. Is it up there? Did I give you that word? Was that one of the words that was on the list? Okay, I'll bring it up on the screen real quick.
Honorable, bringing or worthy of honor.
Help me out. I need a little more than that.
Synonyms.
Yeah, okay, similar.
Honest, moral, ethical, principled, righteous, right-minded, decent, respected, respectable, venerable.
That's good. The word righteous, upright, admirable, these words. It says, again, marriage is righteous or honorable in all. It's good to be married. It's honorable to take a wife or to take a husband. But whoremongers and adulterers, God will judge. God would judge those that are breaking wedlock. Now, watch this. I want you to understand the word adultery. Give me the definition of adultery. Okay. Scroll down a little more. Scroll down a little more. Okay. Is that it right there I'm looking for? Give me the etymology of the word. I don't know if this is going to show it here. Let me look on mine, please. If you take out Google definitions, type adultery, and just type etymology, that's what it gives you. E.T. There you go. It's first one. Scroll down. Okay, see, where did the term adultery come from? People ask. Okay. Although both words come from the Latin and share the same first 5 letters, that's adult and adultery, is from adultera, to pollute or defile. So the word adultery means to pollute or defile, all right? That was the original term of the word. Now, you can defile another man's wife, that's adultery, but just remember, pollute or defile. So when it says back in Hebrews 13, read it one more time.
Hebrews chapter 13, verse 4. Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled. But whoremongers and adulterers God will judge.
But Most High is going to judge those that pollute or defile that marriage. All right? So here we go. Let's go to the book of to the book of Proverbs chapter 18. And we're going to talk about an honorable marriage. And then I'm going to circle back concerning marriages in America. The book of Proverbs 18, verse 22.
Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 22. Whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing, and obtaineth favor of the Lord.
I apologize, one more time.
Whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing, and obtaineth favor of the Lord.
It says, whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing. If you find a wife, you find a good thing. Because it's hard to find a good woman. It really is. Not that it's easy to find a good man either, so I don't want to make it one-sided. Because, Deacon was earlier talking about a lot of these brothers out here, they're violent, abusive, physically, verbally, financially. I don't want to men ain't right either. But in this case, we're talking about he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. It says, and I want the second part of that verse, and obtain.
And obtaineth favor of the Lord.
So God is showing you favor if you're able to find a good wife. Marriage is honorable, is upright. It's good to take a woman. But you got to find a good woman. Watch this. Proverbs 31. We're not going to read this whole chapter. I'm just going to jump around it a little bit. I want the first verse.
Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 1. The words of King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him.
Read them.
What, my son? And what, the son of my womb? And what, the son of my vows?
Read them.
Give not thy strength unto woman, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings.
He said, listen to the counsel of his mother. Give not thy strength unto woman's, nor thy ways that destroyeth kings. This is a woman giving him counsel and said, listen, don't give your strength unto no woman. Jump on down. We're going to come right back here. Jump on down to verse 10.
Verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies.
That virtuous woman or good woman, she is rare. It is really hard to find her. Now, mind you, most of us coming as truth, man and woman, we're here to get ourselves right. So brothers, don't be discouraged, because a lot of women that you have are a work in progress, just like we are a work in progress. A lot of times brothers are expecting a certain behavior from their wife. Meanwhile, they're not putting out that example in themselves. Not that it gives her the right to act a certain way, but you gotta play the role. You gotta be what you're looking for. You gotta be that lead, that head, that example. And we're trying to figure out. But here's the point. It says, her what? Her what?
Her, verse
10.
Verse 10. Her price is far above rubies.
Her price is far above rubies. So it says, if you obtain favor from God when you find a woman that is good, right for you. And they are very rare out there. I'm going to tell you something. I'm to my end this truth before I get to the world. You have some women because you have the mind of Babylon on you, you can't even realize the man that you have is good. He's a good man, maybe with problems, but he's a provider. He takes care of you. He will defend you. He'll do for you. And you still, and many of you are ungrateful as hell. Ungrateful what you got in front of you. And that's because Babylon made you like that. America have you like that. And for you men, many of you know what I'm talking about. Sidebar. Give you men a heads up. You better love your wife more than she loves you. And she better love you more than you love her, I should say. I said it backwards. Trust me. Trust me. All right? So it says, one more time and then we're going to move on.
Proverbs chapter 31, verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies.
Yep.
The heart of her husband does safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil.
Read on.
She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life.
She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. Watch this. Okay, let's read on down real quick.
She seeketh wool and flax and worketh willingly with her hands.
Read.
She is like the merchant's ships, which bringeth her food from afar.
You know when it says she's like the merchant ships, meaning she is constant. She's going to be there. She's going to provide. But now this is talking about also a good man too, a man that's out there. You can't sit home and be a PlayStation prophet and then you expecting your wife to, that's not what we're talking about here. Man, you have a duty to fulfill also. But she's like that merchant ship. Everybody understand these ships when they're coming in, they're traveling all night to reach the shore in the morning, early in the morning, to get unloaded. She's going to be like that. She's going to be working tirelessly to maintain your home, to give you things, provide for you. You women sit around and be like, yo, you got a man that's doing this stuff for you and you ain't there. I mean, you're not there mentally as far as in submission to him. Read on.
Verse 15. She riseth also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household.
That's that merchant ship. Read on.
And a portion to her maidens.
Mm-hmm.
She considereth a field and buyeth it.
Okay, I don't want to read all that. Jump on down to 18.
Verse 18. She perceiveth that her merchandise is good. Her candle goeth not out by night. She layeth her hands to the spindle, and her hands hold the distaff.
Jump on down to verse 25.
Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come.
You see her clothing? What clothe her or adorn her is strength and honor. She's an honorable woman. She's not feeble. All foremothers were lively women. They weren't feeble, can't do. They get up, they can grab, they this. America has taught you, not all of you, but many of these women out here, like you sit them up in, what we used to call them? China cabinets. You just sit them up and they just eye candy, look cute. They can't do nothing. Those that know me know that's one of my biggest pet peeves. I hate a pretty face that can't do nothing but look pretty. You are useless. You serve no purpose other than to look at. So you just put you up on the China cabinet and just look cute there. You got to be able to multitask, do things. Now you're doing this because you got a husband out there that's providing again. I'm going to get back to the man in a second. Now let's jump on down to verse, strength and honor. Read that again.
Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come.
And she is going to get to rejoice in the time to come. So all these attributes she has, she's going to get to rejoice in the time to come. She's building towards something. So she provides for her household. She takes care of these things. And guess what? She helps build a home for her and her husband and her children. Her children grow up. They become godly men and women, and she's going to rejoice because it's hard work when she was up nights caring for them, when she was instructing them and teaching them, when she was losing sleep to make sure she's doing all these things. And then she'll have joy of her children when they grow up and they're decent young ladies. They're decent young man. There's always a exception to the rule with some people, but you understand generally what I'm trying to say. And then she'll get her rejoice to say, my son is giving me grandchildren, my daughter's giving me grandchildren, raising them up in the Lord. That's why I said the dysfunction in our lives that we learned in Babylon, in marriages and how to operate, is way off. That's why we have so many disorders in marriages today, because we're not following this blueprint. Read on.
Verse 26. She openeth her mouth with wisdom.
You know what it means? She opens her mouth with wisdom. She knows when to speak. Heads up, sisters. I'm just going to help you out who's married. There's certain times, just don't say anything. Let him say what he has to say and move on. The explanations and the buts and the round-the-way stuff in the conversation, you can save yourself a lot of time. Once she opens her mouth, she will open it wisdom. Yes, my Lord. No, my Lord. Well, the scripture says, my Lord, and that's it. All the other stuff, she'll learn how to navigate and how to work the man she has. Read on.
And in her tongue is the law of kindness.
And in her tongue is the law of kindness. Here's the point I want. Verse 27.
She looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness.
You have many sisters that are Facebook, TikTok, Instagram wives that sit home, and this is what they spend their time on, TikTok. Meanwhile, I said this in classes before, you got holes in your socks, holes in your pocket, and she's on TikTok. She smacked together some bully beef for dinner. Oh, I forget it. You don't know who that is, bully beef. If you're Benjamin, you know what I'm talking about. For dinner with a can of boiled corn. Meanwhile, she was home all day. She does not eat the bread of idleness. And that's where we said in verse 25, in the last precept, and she shall rejoice in the time to come. Read on, verse 28.
Verse 28, her children arise up and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praiseth her.
Right. Right, and her husband also, her children were raised up and called her blessed, her husband also, and he praiseth her. Verse 23.
Verse 23, her husband is known in the gates, when he sitteth among the elders of the land.
Because all the men go like, yo, he got a good wife. Yo, she made that garment for you? She saw that for you? She touched, look, she's feeding him healthy, make sure he's good. Oh, she built that for you? She fixed that? She did the garden for you? Yeah, man, good. Oh, man, you got a winner. A woman like that is priceless. It's priceless as a woman. Verse 29.
Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all.
But thou excellest them all. Many have done virtuously, but this woman that have all these qualities, that these attributes, she is a good thing, and you found favor from God. Here's the blueprint. Simple. Now watch this. All these attributes she has. Let's go to the book of Genesis. Genesis 2. 2:18.
Genesis chapter 2 and verse 18. And the Lord God said, it is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him an helpmeet for him.
I will make him a helpmeet for him. God and the Lord God said, it is good that man should not be alone. You say, you know what? It's good that man are not alone, man. He got somebody. Why? Because it could be lonely. You need somebody there to help you, to help you build. It's good that man should not be alone. And he said, what?
And I will make him an helpmeet for him.
And I will make it a helpmeet for him. Okay. I don't know what that is that you're showing me. Scroll down. Okay, that's good. Open it up. Okay, I just want the first two words.
Meet, agreeable, fit.
Okay, proper. It says, I'm going to make a help that is agreeable with him. Not the opposite, polar opposite. She's going to be agreeable with him. Her mind after his mind. She's agreeable. A lot of times, sisters, you are disagreeable. Disagreeable. It don't matter whether you like. No, don't take off this. Go back. Don't change it. Don't change it. Stay right where you're at. She's proper. She is fit. You know what fit means? She is designed and made to fit directly in his life. Like this fits right in here. She is made and fashioned. Give me the other definition of meat I had. I had another one up there. Do you know what I'm talking about? Is it there? You guys got that one? Okay, good. Watch this.
Meat, definition of the Bible. As indicated in the footnote to Genesis 2:18, the Hebrew term for the phrase, help meet for him, literally means a helper suited to, worthy of, or corresponding to him.
Right. A helper is suited to, tailored, made for him, worthy of being his wife. So, sisters, you have to grow to be worthy to be this man's wife. And man, you have to be honorable to take care of that woman also. It can't be one way. It can't be she's doing this and then you a bum. Or you beating her up. Or you're abusive. That's not how it goes. Not with God. She has a God also. Just like you. It says worthy of or corresponding to him. Meaning what? Agreeable. So it says, so God showed, we read in Proverbs 31 all the attributes of the woman, what she's supposed to have. And then we read in Genesis that it's good that man should not be alone. He made a woman right or agreeable or fit or worthy just for him. So that woman in Proverbs 31 that we were reading about, all those things she was doing, do you understand? There must be, like when you read it, she's sewing, she's cooking, she's tending to the kids. That will let you know she has what? She has a home she's living in. She has a place. Men, that's part of what you got to provide. Watch this real quick. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 4. Ecclesiastes 4, verse 9. Watch this real quick.
Ecclesiastes chapter 4 and verse 9. Two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their labor.
Right. Two is better than one. God said it's good that man should not be alone. So he gave him a wife, help meet for him. Two is better than one. Read on.
Because they have a good reward for their labor.
Because they will have a good reward for their labor. Now I'm asking men concerning marriage. It says they will have a good reward for their labor. Somebody help me out. Give me some understanding of what it means by that part. They shall have a good reward for their labor.
Shalom. They'll have a good reward for the labor because the man can do what's required of him, going out and teaching his people, and he don't have to worry about the things at home because the women can take care of that.
Okay. They will have, they is referring to who?
The husband and wife.
Okay, they will have a good reward for their labor.
They will have a good reward for their labor because they can enter into the kingdom.
Okay. Well, you're not going to enter the kingdom together. Every man going to speak for himself. Right behind you. I said right behind you. Oh, wait, go ahead. You got the mic. Just go ahead.
Shalom. So, shalom leadership. So they will have a good reward for their labor. Is going into both of the, like, say for instance, if they both have jobs, they both can build together. Build a bigger house, build their credit together.
Yeah. What if he only has a job?
And her job will be taking care of the kids and building the house, building that foundation.
Okay. So when you watch this. Being that you said that, when you get a wife, you what?
Get a possession.
No, say the whole thing. When you getteth a wife, do anybody know what it says? Say it louder. You beginneth a possession. When you getteth a wife, you begin a possession. Now watch this. We're going to get to that in a second. So very good, very good. Let's finish this off.
Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 9.
Verse 10.
Yes, sir. Verse 10. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow.
So if they fall, one will lift up their fellow. So if they fall on hard times, they're going to work together. If one fall in understanding this truth, the other one can help lift up the other one. That's why it's imperative for you women to be studied. Be studied for yourself. I keep on saying, when it says the woman is a wicked vessel, it does not mean that you are brain dead and you just can't understand the Bible. Can you sisters understand what I'm saying now? Does this make sense to you? Then you have the same level. Do you brothers know what I'm saying? Everybody understands. It's not like you can't learn. It's imperative that you learn, because for too many times have I seen in this truth, brothers go off and their wives are nincompoops and they follow them into madness. What was all that? You wasn't never reading? You don't read? A lot of times you are the last defense on possibly saving that man from something, from falling away. It says, if one fall.
For if one fall, the one will lift up his fellow.
Hold this real quick. 1 Peter 3. We're going to touch this real quick and come right back here. Don't let me go no place after 1 Peter 3, please. My Bible's ripped. Just 3 and 1.
1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word,
that if your husband obey not the word,
they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives.
That they might, even without the word, be won by the conversation of the wives. Why? Because their wife's conversation is going to be about the scriptures. Because he ain't listened to the Bible. But if he hears your conversation and the way you carrying yourself, it might be able to win him over. Read on.
Verse 2, while they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear.
While they, which is the husband, behold your chaste conversation or your godly conversation coupled with the fear you have of God. So it says, he that findeth a good wife findeth a good thing, and he's obtaining favor. That's a good wife right there. That she might be able to win him over. And her conversation is chaste and is coupled with fear. Meaning what? She still carries herself right even if he's not right. That's the price far above rubies. Because it's easy to be mad if he ain't right. But you still got to make sure you keep your vessel right, keep your mind right. And hopefully he'll see that and he himself will change. Go back to Ecclesiastes 4.
Ecclesiastes chapter 4 and verse 10. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he hath not another to help him up.
That's why it says good. That's why God said it's good that man should not be alone. I'm going to make him a help meet or agreeable or right or worthy for him. Why is it worthy for him? She's worthy to be him. Because you men are gods on this earth. Brothers like to hear that. We'll love it. That's right. I'm a God on this earth. No, the Bible does say that. We are gods on this earth. And you women better start seeing these men as that. And make sure you deal with them like that. Even if at times they're not acting like gods. But you still have your responsibility as a wife and a child of the Most High God to conduct yourself like that. Read on.
Verse 11, again, if two lie together, then they have heat. But how can one be warm alone?
It's good to have somebody. Read on.
And if one prevail against him, two shall withstand him.
And so if somebody's trying to come against him or against her, two shall withstand him. You and your wife, her mind after your mind, you two moving together. What God has joined together, let no man break asunder. They can't break it if you both got the same mind. There's nobody can infiltrate and destroy what you have. But read on.
And a threefold cord is not quickly broken.
And that threefold cord now, in this regard, can be what? Your family growing. Now you have children that's coming up in the fear of the Lord. They're going to defend the name of their father, defend the name of their mother, defend the name of this family. First and foremost, defend this gospel. Now you got it. Now you got avengers in your household. Three cords, not easily broken like that. Everybody following on? So I want to go back and read verse 9 again.
Verse 9. Two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their labor.
Two are better than one. Sirach 36. Watch this. 24.
Sirach chapter 36 and verse 24.
Let me get there with you real quick. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession.
It says, he that getteth a wife beginneth a possession. I used to always read and say begetteth. It says, he that getteth a wife beginneth a possession. Read on.
A help like unto himself.
And she's a help just like he is. Her mind is after his mind. So when you getteth a wife, you begin to build a family. You begin to build your possession. Now, we know that the man is over the woman. The woman is in subjection to a man, but she's not like cattle. Like she's a possession like you bought her and sold her. No. He that getteth a wife begin to build his household name. But you got to get it right. That's why we read back in Sirach, two is better than one, because they have a good reward for their labors. Together, you might be out working, making the money, and she's home tending to the children. Or both of you out working together, making the money, and then you coming home, building your home together, raising the kids, that you could bring forth godly seed. Some of you brothers might fall on hard times, and I'm not talking about bum, I'm talking about fall on hard times, but she's able to provide for the household. You working, she knows how to preserve your dollar. I'm going to say this generation, sidebar, this generation of women, and I said this before in class, a lot of this is not just a woman, but I'm referring to you, but it's just, I don't know what it is. When I grew up, so I sound like an old man now. When I grew up, it was just different. The woman, for the most part, that I can remember, they defended their husband's pockets. It wasn't just buy and it breaks down and buy. Women used to preserve the things they had. Their husband went and bought some furniture. They made sure they covered it, they took care of it. And that couch is 20 years old, but it still look brand new because she makes sure she wipe it down and stuff, and she cover it up. She take care of that stuff. She Windexing it. This generation women, y'all don't do that crap, please. You just wait till it break and buy a new one. Y'all don't take no pride in that stuff. You see her husband pants, she's sewing them pockets, making sure that things are taken care of. I see his little toe stick out that sock. She can sit on the bed. So not this generation women. Nah, nigga. They don't. It's just different. It's a different mentality. Why? You want to keep that money in the house so y'all can build something more. This class is about to take a hard left in a second. This class is about to take a hard left. Ooh. Anyway, I lost my... He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession. Read on.
A help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest.
And a pillar of stress. What you said?
A pillar of rest.
A pillar of duress. No.
A pillar of rest.
Right. Here you go. A help like unto himself. She thinks like him. She see he's trying to hold this. She's like, yeah, babe, you're not trying to find a way to bleed his pockets out on foolishness. Does that mean you don't treat your wife right? That you don't surprise her with? No, that's not what I'm talking about. You're supposed to take care. Don't be cheap. Don't be like that. She raising your kids, taking you know, you treat her. But sisters, you gotta you gotta earn it too. And she's a pillar of rest. When he comes home, his house is the way he likes it. You're doing the things that's going to please him to make sure he's comfortable. Now watch what it says. Read on.
Where no hedges, there the possession is spoiled.
Okay, so when it says where no hedges, the possession is spoiled. What is the hedge? Brothers, who wants to help me out with that? Nobody? Oh, right here. Where there are no hedges.
Hello, Bishop. The hedge would be referring to protection.
I mean, what you mean?
Covering.
Very general. I'm not sure what you mean. Be a little more descriptive. There's no cover like a blanket.
No, it's like for my wife, I'll cover her. I'll be her protection.
Oh, so you're the hedge. That's what you're saying?
Yes.
You don't seem sure. You sure you're your wife's protection?
Yes.
Oh, you're sure? Okay, good. Okay, next one. Let me see. Who else? Where no hedges. The possession. Okay, before you answer the hedge, it says where there are no hedges, the possession is spoiled. What is the possession?
The possession is a wife.
No. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession. So what is the possession? Do you know yet?
The home.
Okay, very good. That's part of it. Remember it said earlier in Sirach, Ecclesiastes 4, 2 is better than 1 because they have a good reward of their labor. That labor brings about that possession that they earn together, they build together. So it says when there's no, and a wife, I understand why people say that, but here's the point. Where there's no hedge, the possession is spoiled. What is the hedge?
The hedge is the husband, but it's the marriage itself.
Nope. Anybody else? Fassie?
Shalom leadership. The hedge is where there's no leadership, there was nobody in charge.
Well, who's the leadership?
The man is the leader.
The man of help? Okay, no. Let's explain it now. Where there's no hedges, go to book of Job. Because I know it's been said before, the hedge is the man. What the man is the head of the house, but that's not what this is referring to in this regard. Watch this. Book of Job, chapter 1, verse 9.
Job chapter 1 and verse 9. Then Satan answered the Lord and said, doth Job fear God for naught?
So Satan is speaking to God and says, does Job fear you for nothing? Read on.
Hast not thou made an hedge about him?
Have thou not made a hedge around Job, God?
And about his house? And about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land.
What did Job have? He had a wife. He built a home. He had increase. Those are his possessions. So the hedge is what? God's protection is the hedge. Where there's no hedges in a marriage, it's going to spoil. Where God's laws are not in the forefront of your relationship, your possession, your marriage, everything is going to fall apart. It ain't the man, it's God. Now that man is supposed to be instructing the ways of God, but that hedge, read it one more time from the top, from verse 10.
Verse 10, has not thou made an hedge about him, and about his house, and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands.
Those are the labors that you have reward, a good reward of your labors. He that getteth a wife, you begin to do what? Yo, we going to work hard, baby. You work night shifts, I work day shifts for the year. Save the money, get your credit fixed. I'm going to fix mine. We're going to buy a house. Buy the house. I bought the house. Okay, I'm going to buy the furniture. Okay, I'm going to save a little extra, take this income tax, buy some furniture. I need you to take care of the furniture, woman. Don't let these kids tear it up and you don't care. And I come home and you on Instagram and the kids got Jell-O in the couch. Come on, give some care for it, you know? You see my pants got a hole in the knees, a little hole. Sew it up without me asking before I have to go buy another new pants in 2 weeks. Take care of that. have a mind like my mind. I shouldn't have to even tell you this. You should know this already. That's why I said that woman, she's far above rubies because she's very rare to find, because in America, it's bred a different kind of woman. It's women that do little and talk a lot.
Dang.
And swear like they don't stink. But it don't let you men off the hook either. But here's the point. He asked him, Satan asked him, is not there, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it wrong. He says, has thou not made a hedge about him? Do you understand that when you men are moving right in your marriage, God will put a hedge around you? And everybody that falls underneath you is protected if they're moving underneath you. As I don't want to read it right now, but when you get a chance, read the rest of this book with Job. His children was out of order, but they were protected under Job's hedge until God removed it to try Job, and the first he did was kill them ungodly kids. But while they was under Job's hedge, they were being protected. That was their time to get right. Everybody following? There is an importance. Is that something you want to pull up? Huh? Oh, let's read it. I can't see it, so if there's a point you want to make, let's read it up. Bring it up. Let's see. I hope it fits. Oh, New York? All right, New York. I hope it's good, because I can't see. All right, let's read that.
Verse 10?
No. I want what New York just sent.
Hedge, late 14th century. Make a hedge also, surround with a barricade or palisade. From hedge, the intransitive sense of dodge, evade, avoid committing oneself is first recorded 1590s on the notion of hiding as if in a hedge.
Okay, so I understand. It's like hiding. So a hedge is a barricade or a barrier between you and what you have and it being destroyed. But that barrier is God, is that hedge around you. Why am I saying that for? Back to the point in marriages. Where there's no hedge, where God is not prominent in your marriage, when God is not the first thing, the possession you building is spoiled. So what do you need first before you build anything? You need that hedge. You need to fear God. Bring a wife in, instruct her, make sure she fears God. That when you build your possession, it doesn't get spoiled. And for you that's living under the hedge of a man, who's living under the hedge of God with a man as your lead, everybody is covered with that to a certain degree. Because after a while, God said, let me remove that hedge, and now I'm going to start. Because when God removed the hedge from Job, what did he do? Did he kill Job? No, he killed his kids. Because them kids was evil. So let's go back to Sirach. Everybody following? Sirach 36.
Yes, sir. Sirach chapter 36 and verse 24. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest.
And a what?
A pillar of rest.
Read on.
Where no hedges.
Where God is not in the forefront of this, read on.
There, the possession is spoiled.
There, your possessions is going to be spoiled. Whatever you build is going to come to naught. You're going to inherit the wind. So if you want to start off a meaningful relationship with a woman in a marriage, it better start off right. It better start off right. And especially with this generation coming up. The older generations, we didn't know what we know in the Bible now. Now you all learn this Bible and you're getting it very concentrated. You don't got that much wiggle room. Can't say you don't understand. Everybody's speaking the English, right? You can't say you don't understand. Much is given, much is quiet. All them backdoor marriages, little pokey on the low and that stuff like that, man, you think you're going to have a godly marriage? Are you crazy? That marriage is going to be cursed. Hope you all understand that. Oh, we'll get to it in a second. Watch this. Verse 25.
Verse 25, where no hedges, there the possession is spoiled, and he that hath no wife will wander up and down mourning. Mm-hmm. Who will trust a thief well appointed that skippeth from city to city?
Who is going to trust this thief? Who's going to trust? I'm asking, who's going to do it? Nobody. Read on.
So, who will believe a man that hath no house?
Now I'm asking a question. Who's going to believe a man that hath no house? So why am I correlating this together? Somebody help me out. Who can help me out? Okay, come on. Somebody help me out. Well, 1 second. Visit us on IUIC TV, all right?
All right.
This word. Okay, so now help me out. I right there.
Shalom, Bishop.
Yeah.
Who will believe a man that don't have a house is correlating with the spoiled possession, the heads of protection, possession is going off into back what you said in Proverbs, that favor with God, because a man that, not Sirach, a man that gaineth possession is built up. I mean, he knows that he got to take care of his house. He knows what required of him. That's the same thing as when you gain a possession, then you know there's certain things required of you. You got to take care of your house, got to take care of your wife, got to take care of things.
Very good, very good. Watch this, verse 25. Where there's no hedges, or God is not there protecting it, their possession is spoiled. And he that hath no wife will wander up and down mourning. So we're just talking about a husband and a wife and possession. Now it says, he that don't have a wife will go wandering up and down mourning. Why would he be mourning? Because he lost her. Because God or the hedge is not there. So you lose your wife and now you go up and down mourning. Well, what happened? Give me Proverbs 11 real quick. We're going to come right back here. Proverbs 11.
What verse you want, Bishop?
Inherit the win. 29.
Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 29. He that troubleth his own house shall inherit the wind.
He that troubleth his own house will inherit the wind. That's what happened. This man troubled his house because there's no hedge, and he inherit nothing. Sirach 27. Verse 3.
Sirach chapter 27 and verse 3. Unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord, his house shall soon be overthrown.
There we go. If you don't hold yourself, your house will be overthrown. Let's go back now. Verse 25.
Sirach chapter 36 and verse 25. Where no hedges, there the possession is spoiled. Mm-hmm. And he that hath no wife will wander up and down mourning.
Read on.
Who will trust a thief well appointed that skippeth from city to city?
Nobody will trust a thief. Read on.
So who will believe a man that hath no house, and lodgeth wheresoever the night taketh him?
So now what does that tell you, sisters, in marriage? If you got a man that you're interested in and he don't have a house, why are you dealing with him? You're an idiot. damn, I keep on saying he goes from house to house, living from people to people, and then you're going to crack your knees open to him? Lord, you are a simple woman, man. The nigga, I keep on saying this, I'm laughing before I say it. I could have never been a woman. You niggas would never play me. You would never get, you chicks be boning in cars. The dude can't even lay you down. Do you got a pillow so I could put my head down? You don't have a bed. Do you have a key to put in the door and turn the key? You want me to take off all my clothes? Where? There's no place for me to do this at? And you all stupid and give it up? You all are birds. You, oh gosh. You stupid as hell. I pray none of my daughters, I would choke life. You did what? He leaned you over the back seat of a car, you skank? Who's going to give it up to a man that don't have a place? Damn, you don't got no self-worth? They hitting these what you got here? Yeah, read that. Bring that up. Bring it up. Read it. Read it for me.
Which one?
Up top. Look at it.
Bird. Urban Dictionary. Most commonly used to describe a woman that one is aware of as being materially obsessed and morally corrupt.
Damn.
But nevertheless finds highly physically desirable for the moment.
And the derogatory form chick. In the South, we call them chicken heads. Yeah,
chicken head.
Chicken head. Okay, here. But sisters, I know you kind of get what I'm saying. The scripture says, and who will believe a man that hath no house? Baby, I love you. You was meant for me. Together we can make it. I'm telling you, God has sent you. Who's going to believe that? And you supposed to be stupid and listen to him, and then he don't got no place to go. You got to bring him back to your place, and he got to lay his head down on your pillow. Damn, nigga, you don't got a pillow? How you gonna take care of me, or we gonna build anything, and you ain't coming to the game with nothing? Now, mind you, some brothers live at home. I get it, but you ain't ready for a wife. You're getting yourself together, but then okay, I'm moving out because I'm gonna get into that about righteous marriages. Because you could be home with your parents, you making your money, and when you're ready, you step out, you get your place, whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. But sisters, come on, man. You got to put some kind of value to that stuff right there, girl. Come on. Y'all be falling for just straight game. I know I couldn't be no one. Y'all men would be thirsty because I wouldn't be giving nothing. I want to see credit score. I want to see. Nope. Don't even waste your time talking. What, you 26 and you got a 500 credit score? Negro, please. Don't waste your time talking. Call me a gold digger if you want. Okay, Sirach 29. And here, the sisters that got men that's doing right by them and then y'all got the nerve for the ones that's doing right by you, y'all want to give hell to. You don't want to reverence and respect. 29, 21.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 29 and verse 21. The chief thing for life is water and bread and clothing and an house to cover shame.
The chief things is, hey, brother, you got to provide food for me. You think you can give me some, can I get a water, something to drink? Yo, we could share this bottle of, can I get something to eat? You can't feed her. You can't give her no food. And you don't got a house to cover your shame. Man, you ain't ready for no wife. I'm telling you straight. You ain't not ready. Those are the chief things. The main things in life you got to be able to provide is food, raiment, housing. You going up from down and down, from house to house, moving around like a vagabond. and you want a wife. Read on.
Verse 22. Better is the life of a poor man in a mean cottage than delicate fare in another man's house.
You better having a little mean little spot that's yours than you living good in another man's house. So there was a brother living no, I guess I'm saying he's running on hard times. He was married. No time people go through hard times. And he was living with another brother, his family. And he got his wife pregnant while he was living there, you know. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm going to be a woman in this situation, right? Excuse me, my Lord. No, we're not. You're going to get me pregnant in his house? No. Babe, come on. No. I'm trying to think of the right words. I don't say it wrong. No, that's the point. You're not get. No, babe. Let's get our own place. I mean, let's figure something out. But I feel bad. I'm pregnant. You got on top of me and got me pregnant, and I'm living in another man's house. It just doesn't make sense. It's backwards. It's backwards. That's the best way for me to explain it. Because if I was abroad, I would say totally. That's what you're thinking about? You better get another job. You better get to work a double. Get me up out of here. Read.
Verse 23.
Trust me, the way in my head it didn't come out the way I'm saying it. But read on.
Sirach chapter 29, verse 23. Be it little or much, hold thee contented, that thou hear not the reproach of thy house.
You know, be content, get your own, put your woman in her own place, give her a pillow so she could put her head down, have a key and a door you could open. It could be a little mean cottage, but it's your mean cottage. But if you don't have that, you ain't ready for no woman. And then you turn around and you want to think you're going to bring down law and think you're going to bring forth an honorable marriage. Marriage is honorable in all. Marriage is honorable, but damn, put us someplace. And you sister, stop selling yourself short. But what happens? Same book, chapter 25, verse 22.
Sirach chapter 25 and verse 22. A woman, if she maintain her husband,
stop right there. You already know that is not an honorable marriage. If a woman maintains her husband, now when I'm saying maintain, I'm not talking about a man that he's hurt, he can't work, or something like that. That's different. I'm talking about a dude that's an able-bodied man, but he can't hold a job consistently. He's always getting fired. He's always late for work. I don't understand how a woman could be with a man that he needs to be told, hey, babe, you got to get up. It's time for work. My wife ain't never, ain't nobody tell me what I got to do. I'm up. I wake up the sun. Ain't nobody waking me up. I got bills to pay. I got things to do. Ain't no woman nudge, babe, your alarm. Set your phone. I'll set my phone. I'll set the alarm. And, babe, no. Oh, God, I wouldn't. Brothers out there, I don't never want a son-in-law like that. I will embarrass you. I will talk about you. I'll talk to your children about you. You know your father's worthless, right? I'm telling you how I am. I'm telling you how I am. I don't care. Dudes just slothful, love sleep. And then he lay in the bed with his shirt off trying to be the Lord of the house. Negro, please, put that shit back on, Negro. You need a button up trying to lay around in the bed like, yeah, baby, you know I'm the Lord. Negro, please. You're a big joke, clown. Okay. Read that verse 25 again.
Yes, sir. Sirach chapter 25, verse 22. A woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach.
Impudence and much reproach. A woman that has to maintain her husband. A woman that has to maintain her husband is full of anger, Why is she full of anger? Because the scripture says the duty of marriage belongs to the man. Food, raiment, and the duty of marriage is the man's responsibility. That's what you have to do so you could put your foot down and say, I'm the Lord of this house. All you do is, let me stop. To put your foot down so you could be the Lord of your house. How do you have an honorable marriage and you don't got a place for her? You can't pay no bills. You got to look for her. Babe, can I borrow $20? Well, you say, come on, man. What kind of marriage? What kind of dysfunctional, backward, Americanized Babylon marriage you talking about? And then you wonder why the generational curses, the women become domineering, overbearing. They raise their daughters to be like that. The sons is simps and weak, looking for women to always take care of them. They can't make it without the woman doing for them. Nah. Backwards. A woman that maintains her husband is full of anger. She's full of anger because she's like, damn, I got to put out and I got to take care of you. Hurry up, I got to go to work. Gotta be joking. Yo, babe, when you come back, can you bring some chicken home too? And then I got home and cook after that? Shit, that's a bad trade-off, girl. That's a bad trade-off. Bum marriages, bum husband, dumb and bums. Give me that food. It's Exodus 21. Now, I'll read it. Let's just read on it. And then you want to say this is ordained of God. Oh, gotta be joking. Got to be joking. Yeah, it says her duty. No, just give me the point. 10, is it? Yeah, I don't want to go through all that. Just verse 10.
Exodus chapter 21 and verse 10. If he take him another wife...
Stop. Let me explain this real quick, because I know people are going to think another wife. No, you can't have two wives. When you read it, it ain't talking about what you think it's talking about. Watch another class we did on multiple wives. It explained it. The only point I want is this part. Read.
Her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish.
It says, so what is shown the man had to do? He had to feed, clothe, and the duty of marriage mean house, whatever she need, dental care, whatever it take. You have to do it. It cannot diminish. That's why when a woman maintaineth her husband, she's full of reproach. Because you want to ride her, then bleed her pockets out. She got to take care of you, and you want to put your foot down like you the Lord of the house and all that stuff. How do you think something godly is going to, what is going to spawn from that marriage? You think a 3-chord is going to be not going to be easy? You have kids, they're going to be all dysfunctional. That's an American marriage. That's what America do. Knock up in her mama's house. Come on, man. We got to do better, man, Israel. We got to do better. Watch this. Go to Sirach 33. A woman that maintains her husband. She's providing the duties of marriage. The thing is backwards. She's providing it. And I don't know how you men can live with yourself like that. Real talk. I'm talking as a man who's supposed to have a set of, tuck them things in. Them things are ovaries, dude. You ain't no man. You're a boy. You're a boy. You're a boy playing a man's game. Boy. How do you reconcile your mind? Some women maintaining you. You want to be mighty in camp. Okay, Sirach 33, verse 19.
Sirach chapter 33, verse 19. Give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend, power over thee while thou livest, and give not thy goods to another, lest it repent thee, and thou entreat for the same again.
It says, don't ever give your son, your wife, anybody power over thee. Keep to thee the preeminence. Keep to thee the preeminence. You're going to go take a woman and you move out of your house, even if she have to move into her house, her name is on the deed and everything, and you move in there and you don't have, man, oh God. Not me. No. You know what that means? When she's ready, she can kick you out and you got to leave. She tired of you, go. Security? She make you play husband like you run things, but you don't run nothing. Nah, you move up under me. I'm moving up under you. I don't care what you got. You love me, you come up under me. We do this thing. You go, nah, I ain't going the other way. You guys gonna move in there. Oh God. Read on.
Verse 20, as long as thou livest and have breath in thee, give not thyself over to any.
Don't, as long as you got breath in you, you never give up pole position. You never give up the top ranking spot. You brothers give it up because, you see some of these beta males and be giving up to their wives and she's running things. And some of these wives are secretly running you men. They got their hands off up your rectum like you a puppet, moving your mouth and you just too scary. Why? Because she might be paying the bills and you too afraid to step up and say anything. I don't know what she might cut off my PlayStation account. Grand Theft Auto. Turn off Netflix. I won't be able to see whatever stars or whatever this stuff. I'm gonna be a church mouse. I always respect a man. A man that take care of his business, he pay the bills in the house. I respect you. You on top of your stuff. At least you know you can. She can't kick you out. Read on.
Verse 21, for better is it that thy children should seek to thee than that thou shouldest stand to their courtesy.
Right, you a man, you got to stand to your kids' courtesy. Hey, son, you think I can get $20? After a whole life of living, he's at hey, Dad, it's $20. Run to the store for me. Go get me some beer, and you can keep the change. Thanks, son. Can I use your car? I'm laughing because that would never be me. Lord forbid, Lord Jesus, no way. Hell no. Hey, Dad, put a little 20 in your pocket. Here you go, Dad. There you go, Pops. There you go. That don't mean you don't take care of your father, but you know what I'm trying to say. He's sonning you. See, Dad, you wasn't listening, so your allowance, I'm cutting it off. It's funny because I just can't imagine that. I mean, some of you, that'd be your life. Read on.
Verse 22, in all thy works, keep to thyself the preeminence.
In all your works, you keep to yourself the preeminence. In all your works, you keep to yourself the preeminence. Read on.
Leave not a stain in thine honor.
And leave not a what?
A stain in thine honor.
And do not leave a stain in thy honor. Keep to yourself the preeminence and leave not a stain in thy honor. So now you go. What happens? How do you end up staying? How do you end up losing the preeminence? What happened? Why is it not working out the way you would want it to work out? What is going on? Here we go. Isaiah 59. Verse 2.
Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 2. But your iniquities have separated between you and your God, and your sins have hid his face from you, that he will not hear.
Because sometimes you're not moving right. So God is hiding his face from you. You wonder why things sometimes are not working out. Every corner you turn, there's a roadblock, things are happening. Maybe it's time for you to start examining yourself like, yo, maybe there's things that I've done wrong. Maybe I'm moving wrong. And that takes for the man and the woman, or even when you brothers you want to get married. Some of you young brothers want to get married and you wonder, why can't I bag a woman? Why can't I? You've seen all these other brothers, how the hell did he get a wife and I can't find one? Maybe God is holding it back from you because you just can't maintain your own rent. I'm telling you, I don't understand. I'm trying to understand. Help me understand. I doubt you can make me understand. House is a single man, and all you got to do is take care of yourself. You can't pay rent consistently and take care of yourself. That makes God's hand is against you. If you're a single man and all you got to do is take care of yourself and pay rent, and you're going to tell me you can't do that with no consistency, you got to start asking yourself, self, is God withholding something from me? And another brother's doing it? But why not me? You got to ask yourself, something's wrong. It don't make sense. Now, I understand we run across hard times. I get that. But I'm talking about a consistent basis. You got men who are married, whose wives don't work, and they're taking care of multiple people. And you're one man, and you can't keep rent, light on, and a little car. You can't keep it going. Some of you, because you don't like to work. Well, the scripture says, if a man should not work, he should not eat, right? And I'm going to tell you, if a man does not work, he shouldn't be having sex either. It don't make sense. You don't have a house. Where's the pillow? Where's the pillow? No, just stand here, girl. Don't worry about the pillow. Jeremiah 5. We can just do it here. We can just do it standing up all the time. But my feet hurt. Girl, stop. Jeremiah 5:25.
Jeremiah chapter 5 and verse 25. Your iniquities have turned away these things, and your sins have withholden good things from you.
Sometimes your iniquities will turn away good things. Your sins withholding things, good things from you, because you just ain't moving right. So things are just not working out for you. You ask, but you ask amiss. So you can consume it on your lust. God is not going to give you a certain thing. What God has joined together, let no man put us under. I'm going to help you all understand this. So anybody out there listening, God is not going to give you a wife, and certainly not a good wife. Why would he give you a good wife and you don't have a home to put her in? God is going to waste it on you? God is not going to give you a good wife. And any woman that take a man like that, you're not a good woman, because he's not a good man. And you're not going to have a good marriage, and you're not going to have good kids. Do you all understand that? You can't get anything good out of that. Job 14 and 4.
You said Job chapter 14, verse 4?
Mm-hmm.
Job chapter 14 and verse 4. Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean?
How are you going to start something good if it started bad? How do you start a good relationship on lies and deceit? How do you start a good marriage on the back of a 67 Chevy? That's not her rubies. Not her virtue is not above rubies. It's not rubies at all. It's cubic zirconia. There's a bunch of that stuff out there. There's a bunch of them. So how can you what? Read that again.
Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one.
Not one. If the foundation of it is wrong, it's wrong. So you want to start the foundation of a marriage with the hedge is God's protection. Then when you bring in all the possessions, a wife, children, a home, a business, a career, it's established and it has the protection of God around it. You all be backdooring it and doing it backwards. You be putting the wagon before the horse. You're doing it backwards, and then you wonder why you got problems. That's why leadership's saying, when you do it like that, don't come to us about stuff, because we don't care. Because you wasn't taking her uprightly. Watch this. Wisdom of Solomon. You were not taking her uprightly. Give me a second. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3. Watch this real quick. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3. Let's start with verse 9.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 and verse 9. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth.
If you put your trust in God, you're going to understand this truth. Read on.
And such as be faithful in love shall abide with him.
And such are faithful in love, that's faithful in love, shall abide with him. Read on.
For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he hath care for his elect.
And he'll be your hedge. Read on.
But the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations, which have neglected the righteous and forsaken the Lord.
Because they reject the righteous and forsaken the Lord. The ungodly is going to be punished because they what? I'm saying it wrong. For they neglected the righteous. They neglect the righteous and the righteous counsel. When we tell you, brothers, get a job, establish yourself, get yourself right, then take a woman. Woman, wait on this man. Be patient. Try him. Come, seek counsel. Get the blessings and approval. You forsake that. You don't want to hear it. You got a better plan. So you think. You know what that's called? Their own imagination, which have neglected the righteous and forsaken the Lord. Read on.
Verse 11, for whoso despiseth wisdom and nurture.
Who despise wisdom and nurture. Give me that word nurture, please, real quick. Nurture, nurture, nurture. Who despise wisdom and nurture.
Nurture, care for, and encourage the growth or development of.
Right. You despise somebody who cares for you and nurture and development. You know who that is? That's called a parent. That is nurturing you up, preparing you, developing you, supporting you, raising you, fostering, mothering you, developing you, cultivating you. You think you know it. You know why? Why you think you know it? Because according to your own imaginations, you think you men. A lot of you is little boys trapped in a man's body. All your body parts are men, but your mind is an infant. You ain't ready for no wife. And some of you women ain't ready to be no, you ain't ready for a wife. And you women, some of you women ain't ready for a husband. You got all the body parts, the mechanics, but up here, no. You're not ready. All you'll be able to do, both of you, is play house. Play house. But to build something where you leave godly seed and move right, Negro, please. But in your own imagination, you think you have it. Well, go ahead and do it your way. Let's see how it worked on. The kids will be cursed. Okay, yeah.
Hey, pull the definition of imagination. Watch this. Okay, read that for me.
Imagination, the faculty or action of forming new ideas.
You see that? What's heavy about this is the nurture is coming from people who have already experienced these things. They've gone through these things. They have the understanding of how it's supposed to be done. But then you, in your mind, you say, you know what? I have a new idea. I'm going to try it this way. Yes, my parents said this way, leadership said this way, but no, I'm going to try it this way. I have a new idea. I have a great idea, and it's going to work out great for me. Okay, and it never works out that way. It never works out that way because you're not that creative. People want to recreate the wheel when the wheel's already rolling, and then you wonder why your life's a train wreck. Okay?
I'll tell you, I've heard this class concerning backdoor marriages and marriages taught. I could tell you, this I think is one of the topics that's most heavily covered. It's marriage. And for some reason, it seems like this stuff be escaping people's minds. Okay, so where do we live off at? Verse 11.
Yes, sir. For whoso despiseth wisdom and nurture, he is miserable.
She or he is miserable.
And their hope is vain.
Their own imagination is a waste of time. It's vain.
Their labors unfruitful.
Whatever you labor, you will inherit the wind because you don't have a hedge around it. It will be spoiled. Read on.
And their works unprofitable.
It's going to amount up to jack. Everything you do will fall apart because they despise nurture. They despise to be raised, guided. Give me that nurture again, the synonyms to nurture again for me, please. Okay.
Nurture, care for, and encourage the growth or development of.
Drop it. Drop that little arrow. Bring up, take care of, look after, rear, support, raise, foster, parent, mother, tend, feed, assist, help, strengthen. They despise the nurture. Hold this. We're going to come right back here. Don't let me go no place after the scripture, Ephesians 6. Provoke not thy children to wrath.
Yes, sir.
It says nurture in there also. Watch this. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 1. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right.
It said, children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Read on.
Honor thy father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise, that it may be well with thee, and that thou mayest live long on the earth.
It says, honor thy father and thy mother, which is the first commandment with a promise. He's telling you better honor your parents because that law comes with a promise, meaning long life. Read on.
And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath.
Don't teach them a bad lesson. Provoke them not to wrath.
But bring them up in the nurture and admonishing of the Lord.
And the admonition of the Lord. Bring them up in the nurture, foster, raise, groom them up, and the correction of the Lord. Nurture them up well. Give them well, nurture them. Don't provoke them to wrath. You know how you provoke them to wrath? You see your children doing wrong and you turn a blind eye. You're like, let them go ahead and do it. No. All you're going to do is continue the generational curse. All you're doing is forcing the same BS. There got to be a point where enough is enough. No. I'm not accepting it. Don't provoke them. You know how you provoke the wrath? You teach them a wrong lesson. You backdoor marriage, and then you're going to accept them backdooring a marriage. Negro, please. No, it has to stop. But bring them up in the nurture and the admonition of the Lord. Let's go back. Oh, no. We read that. Read that verse again, verse 4.
Yes, sir. Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 4. And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord.
Watch this.
Servants.
Stop. Go to Sirach 41. Verse 5.
Sirach chapter 41 verse 5.
I want to tell you something real quick. Halez cannot follow directions. I told him, don't let me go nowhere else, and he let me go. I tell you, this guy don't listen. I tell you he don't listen. I told him, don't let me go nowhere else, and he's entertaining me. All right, go ahead.
Yes, sir.
I'm just going to point you out.
Yes, sir.
Boy.
Sirach chapter 41 and verse 5. The children of sinners are abominable children, and they that are conversant in the dwelling of the ungodly.
The children of sinners are abominable children because it wasn't done right. You start off wrong with this, and I'm talking about what I'm talking about is many of you younger ones coming up. Because some of the ones that was older, we didn't know it. But as you know to do good, and you do, if not to you, is sin. You guys are going to be held to a higher accountability. How many times are you going to talk about backdoor marriages? You just got backdooring it. When does it stop? When does it stop? Watch this. Let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon. Because evidently Halez wasn't going to take me back there, so I got to get there on my own.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 and verse 11. For whoso despiseth wisdom and nurture, he is miserable.
He's what?
Miserable. And their hope is vain. Their labors unfruitful, and their works unprofitable.
Read on.
Their wives are foolish.
Why are their wives foolish? Because they went according to their own imagination and neglected the righteous. Their wives are what?
Foolish.
Idiots.
And their children wicked.
And their children wicked. Read on.
Their offspring is cursed.
This is a backdoor marriage. Their offsprings are cursed. Why? Because the parents didn't do it right and they knew better. But they didn't choose to it. So damn. That's what you want?
What club was that at?
That was admit that a lot of people don't even realize they.
I've called her. She hasn't responded. I've called her more than a few times.
But the Zulu Nation, I'm like, what the hell is this? I know nobody know what I'm talking about. You'll leave me on the island by myself. I don't know what the hell Bishop's talking about. That's what y'all do. Then after class, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I just didn't want to be caught out there. The hell is this? Get on my damn nerves. So read that again, 31. That's what you're looking for? To take this to the next generation, your kids be cursed? There is a tradition, there is a heritage, there's a way that we married in Israel. There's a way that we did it godly. And if you can't do it like that, my suggestion, don't do it at all. Wait on the Lord. Send the right one. Now to you ladies, till you understand. And you single sisters looking for a man, if you let a man in between your knees after you hear this, Lord, you are an idiot. Something is wrong with you. You are just meant to be a bird. That's what you are. That's your lot in life. For truckers, they're called lot lizards. Y'all crazy. What?
What? Where? What? Hold on. Did you speak to my father? Did you get permission? You talk? What? On the phone? What I got on? Click, Negro, please. Are you crazy? And don't let them win you over no money either, even if they got money. Nah, they got to be a decent man. They got to have a hedge around them with God. They got to be right. Nah, I'm not going to do that. It's called lot lizard. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not pulling it. Come on, stop. Stop. It's enough. You guys are ridiculous. There, what? Bless, read on. 13.
Verse 13. Their offspring is cursed, wherefore blessed is the barren that is undefiled.
It's better to be barren and undefiled. It's better not to have a child than go about the wrong way and a child is cursed. You got a dumb, wicked wife. You got an evil husband. It's better to be barren and undefiled. Which one?
Which have not known the sinful bed.
Which have not known the sinful bed. It's an honorable marriage. It was the parents agreed, the kids, everybody festive, we all have a feast, the marriage papers are signed, he got a place to lay you down, and then you can have all the sex you want. You can kill her. No, I don't mean like that. Not because somebody see that and say, no, I don't mean that. You know what I mean. Somebody missing. But you got to get the paperwork signed. Do it right. Do it the right way. And then have at her. Or she might kill you. I don't know. But whatever. Let's do it lawfully. Let's make it lawful murder. That don't come out right. That don't, because somehow that don't gonna come out right. Let us all rejoice together at the wedding feast. Some wine and we celebrating. Damn, you don't think, sisters, you don't think you deserve that? Nobody answers. Oh, shit. Sisters, you don't think you deserve that? They're like, I don't know. I don't know. No? Damn. It sounds confident to me. I guess. I don't know. Yo, sister, don't think you deserve that much? Yeah, you want to be. I want to say, I know that I'm an honest woman. I'm a good woman. I ain't no tramp. You ain't do it to me, brother. You don't want to provide that. You are full of. You all want sex, Negro, please. Yeah, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes, sir. Lie. Read on.
She shall have fruit in the visitation of souls.
Yeah, she's going to have fruit when Christ returns. Read on.
Verse 14. And blessed is the eunuch, which with his hands have wrought no iniquity, nor imagined wicked things against God. For unto him shall be given the special gift of faith, and an inheritance in the temple of the Lord, more acceptable to his mind.
In the temple, the eunuch is a man who was without woman, all right? There's some who set themselves as eunuchs for the kingdom's sake. He's going to get a special blessing. Read on.
For glorious is the fruit of good labors.
But glorious is the fruit of good labors. Remember we read about that labor earlier? About he that getteth a wife beginneth a possession. The good labor, when you find a good wife, you bring about good things. You build a good family, good children. Read on.
And the root of wisdom shall never fall away.
And the root of wisdom shall never fall away. Why? Because that root is deep in the ground. That hedge is deep in the ground. It ain't going nowhere. It's there. The protection is there from God on you too. Read on.
As for the children of adulterers, they shall not come to their perfection.
Remember, adulterers, the one definition is to what? Give me the word adultery again. Definition again.
Adultery, voluntary sexual intercourse.
Drop down the No. I want the etymology. Where the word scroll down. It might be right there. It might be right there. Just scroll down. Let me see. You're moving too fast. Type in etymology next to adultery. There you go. Jump. Scroll. Stop right there. Original. What is the original meaning of the word adultery? Adultery, French word to turn, involved, distinct verb to corrupt. Okay. To corrupt, to debase. In other words, to defile. The root word of adultery. Go back, the next one down. Right there. That's what it says. It says the same thing there?
Yeah.
To alter, to corrupt. Okay, that's a Latin word. Right. Okay, so watch this. Read that word again.
Verse 16. As for the children of adulterers.
Of corrupt.
They shall not come to their perfection.
They're never going to come to their perfection. Read on.
And the seed of an unrighteous bed shall be rooted out.
Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed is undefiled. An honorable marriage. As a father, you as mothers, you young women as wives, you young men as husbands, you all want to come together and rejoice. You don't want to have, you don't want to defile your marriage by doing some backed on a low, bent over some seat, laid up in his bed, and after he's finished, he send you home like a used piece of laundry. Damn! Yeah, there's a rag right there. Yeah. Shalom. Stupid. So see your way out. Shalom. I'll see you at the Sabbath. Gosh. Oh, gosh. I lost my train of thought. What was I saying now? I'm sorry. I'm going to say this. If a man copulates and then he has to go home someplace else or you have to go someplace else, if you just can't lay there and wake up there the next day and the next day and next day, and you got to end up going back to your place, man, that's sad. If he couldn't make you his wife honestly in the sight of all people, you think very little of yourself, sisters. You think very little of yourselves. Come on, dude, man. Let everybody know that what you want to do with me. Just please, give me that much. Let's help me.
Verse 17.
Read.
For though they live long, yet shall they be nothing regarded.
So that they can live a long life, yet is nothing regarded. Read on.
And their last age shall be without honor.
And their last age will be without honor. There's no honor behind it. They get nothing from it. Nothing good comes out of it. Watch this. Go from that to Sirach 22. Verse 10.
Sirach chapter 22 and verse 10. But children being haughty through disdain and want of nurture.
But children being haughty, the word haughty is rebellious, prideful, through disdain and want of nature, lacking nurture. Read on.
Do stain the nobility of their kindred.
You stain your family's name. You stain the name. You stain your name. Why? Because why do they stain their name? It says, if children, but children being haughty. Definition of haughty, let's look it up real quick. Children being haughty. Got him. Haughty.
Haughty. Arrogantly superior and disdainful.
Here's the word, proud. Proud. A proud person. A child that's proud. You know what? What that proud person does? It says they lack of, it says want of nurture. I mean, they lack nurturing and upbringing. Why they lack it? Because they they have their own imagination. They got their own master plan. How many times have I told you all, nobody in here has a bright idea. All the bright ideas is found in the Bible. Every other idea is foolishness. This is the blueprint. All we got to do is do what it says. But it says here, it says, but children being hardy through disdain and want of nature, do what?
Do stain the nobility of their kindred.
You stain the nobility of your kindred. You understand? I'm going to give you an example. When we read the scriptures with Mary and Joseph, she had a good name. Her name was good. Do you know something? There was a little stain on her name because she went and got pregnant. Remember, Joseph was, I don't want to go through the whole history, but Joseph wanted to put her away because he knew what? Let's read it real quick. So, because I know people looking at me. I'm assuming everybody knows the history. Matthew's 1. Okay, I'm not going to go through. Just give me verse 18. Verse 18.
Matthew chapter 1, verse 18. Now the birth of Jesus Christ was on this wise, when as his mother Mary was espoused to Joseph, before they came together, she was found with the child of the Holy Ghost.
The before they came together ain't talking about sex. Before they had the marriage ceremony before everybody. That was a history, that was tradition that we did. Right? Read on.
Then Joseph, her husband, being a just man and not willing to make her a public example, was minded to put her away privily.
So now Joseph, being a just man, 1 second, chapter, I went where he talks about Mary having a good name. Luke 3, hold this. Just give me the point with Mary espoused. Is Luke 3 or Luke 2? Sorry. Maybe it's Luke 1. Luke 1. I'm sorry. I said Luke 3. Thank you.
Luke chapter 1. What verse?
Verse 27.
27. To a virgin espoused to a man whose name was Joseph of the house of David, and the virgin's name was Mary.
Here's the point.
And the angel came in unto her and said, Hail, thou that art highly favored, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women.
So she had a good name, right? Now jump back over here. 1 verse 19.
Matthew chapter 1 verse 19. Then Joseph, her husband, being a just man and not willing to make her a public example.
What was the public example? That she would have been found pregnant before they had a marriage ceremony. Not Mary. He didn't want to make a public example. So you understand she had to go back with a belly? It's not the move. Read on.
Was minded to put her away privily.
He wanted to put her away privily because they dealt before they came together publicly. That's not how it's supposed to be. There's a stain to that. Like, damn, boy, she couldn't wait, boy. She wanted that thing. I'm telling you how we talk. Remember that back? That was the marriage before shotgun weddings. You see, walking down the aisle with a big stomach. Oh yeah, yeah. You know what they did already. It says there's a stain behind that. Sirach 42. The book of Sirach, chapter 42, verse 10.
Sirach, chapter 42 and verse 10.
No, fuck with verse 9.
Yes, sir. The father waketh for the daughter when no man knoweth, and the care for her taketh away sleep. When she is young, lest she pass away the flower of her age.
It says, a father waketh for his daughter when no man knoweth. A father waketh for his daughter when no man, he's up, care for herself. So watch this. When it says, a father waketh for his daughter when no man knoweth. What does that mean? Try to help me understand that. I want you to be descriptive. When I say by that, I want you to put these words in a scenario. Get it right there.
Shalom, leadership.
Shalom. Yeah.
So fathers tend to...
I don't want you to explain. I want you to put in a scenario.
Okay.
It's a movie now. The father waketh for his daughter when no man knoweth.
Okay, so a father, he'll sit at home and he'll be sitting in the living room waiting on his daughter to come home. Or he'll go to where he thinks she's at to look and see.
It said, father waketh for his daughter. Wake. Okay. What does wake mean?
Meaning that he's alert and always looking and...
Yeah, you're touching it. I know you understand. Right here.
He's up all night worrying about
right.
where his daughter is.
He's waking up and he's looking in the room. Where's she at? What's she doing? She all right? You on the phone? Give me that phone. Where you at? Making sure she didn't climb out the window. He's looking. When no man knoweth, he's prowling the house. So where's that daughter at? She's at home. This new American way of thinking where this Sex in the City, sisters live on their own, your daughter moves out and she's doing her own thing and whatever. Nah, they under your roof until it's time for them to get married. They live with you. I don't care if they're 30, they under your roof until a man takes them out of your house lawfully and puts him under his roof. That's why a lot of you be losing your daughters. You let them go and be running around the town like this, doing their own thing or whatever. Even in my house, my daughter wants to leave and go someplace. She got to say, she got to call me first. Dad, I'm going to so-and-so. I'm going here. You didn't just no free will. You just pop up my door, leave when you want to go, whatever. Hell no. Are you crazy? So you men let them woman, and then you wonder why things happen. A father waketh, so when he waketh for his daughter, she's under his roof. But you got to have a roof. You got to have a house. Not under, okay, this one. Dad, you can't tell, this ain't your house. This mommy house. You know, that's your PlayStation. Hey, there was a brother who was with us years ago. This is many years ago. His wife used to complain he played video games. And for her anniversary, now when I say grown, I'm talking, these are grown people. I mean, like he was 50 grown. And for her anniversary, she bought him a video game because that's what he likes. He used to get off of work, and he worked, but he'll sit home and play video games. So for their anniversary, she bought him what the little disc thing she bought them. I'm like, Lord Jesus, man, we are not going to get to captivity with men like that. He comes home to sit Indian style in front of the thing and say, can I get some popcorn? And he plays video games all night till he has to go to work the following day. What kind of, ooh, Lord, ooh. And she couldn't beat him, so she just started buying him video games. And that's what he did. She used to read the Bible, and he played video games. That's a true story. Okay. For verse 9.
Sirach chapter 42 and verse 9. The father waketh for the daughter when no man knoweth, and the care for her taketh away sleep.
You lose sleep caring for her, read on.
When she is young, lest she pass away the flower of her age.
Lest she lose her virginity.
And being married, lest she should be hated.
Because by the time it's time for her to marry, she's done worn out a little bit. She got mileage on it. Loosey-goosey. Read on.
In her virginity, lest she should be defiled, and gotten with child in her father's house.
Under her father's leadership, she's found with child. That's that American marriage stuff where dudes be knocking with girls and you let them skeet and then send you back home to your father's house with a big belly in that house and he live up. What kind of, gosh. So the father's watching for her. Now, give me your phone. I'm tapping GPS on it. You don't got to, no. It don't matter how old my daughters are. When you're under my roof, is my way. Now, if you want to rebel and leave, then you leave and you take everything with you. But I have no government. Under my roof, I'm in charge. You know what? Because I got my own place. I am the king. I'm the Lord of that house. I make the rules. It's my way. You know what? It's not even a thought. It's just knee-jerk reaction because this is the life that you know. You don't know no other life. Read on.
And having an husband, lest she should misbehave herself.
She never learned. She have a husband, she misbehaved herself. Read on.
And when she is married, lest she should be barren.
She misbehaved herself because her father never guided, never brought up the admonition. She go misbehave herself and be a thought. Read on.
Verse 11, keep a sure watch over a shameless daughter.
And the scripture says what?
Keep a sure watch over a shameless daughter.
The scripture says keep a sure watch over, give me the word shameless real quick, a shameless daughter. Keep a sure watch. Some of you know what you got in sons and daughters. It says keep a sure watch over a shameless daughter. Watch this, shameless. I want to read it. Let me do some reading. Let's see. Pull it up for me. Shameless, flagrant, blatant, barefaced, audacious, brash, unembarrassed, unblushing, unashamed, forward is, I like that word right there, forward. The opposite is what? Demure. Some of these girls, y'all got wanton eyes, up in men's faces, don't know your place, always trying to attract a guy's attention. You're a whore, or you're on the road to Whoreville. Downhill with no brakes. That want to always in men's faces. It says what? Read that verse again.
Keep a sure watch over a shameless daughter.
How can you supposed to keep a sure watch? How you do that? She's underneath your roof. Keep a sure watch over a shameless girl. And you men know when you got daughters like that. And you men know when you got sons as bums and ain't about their business. You know that. You know what you got at home. You know he's worthless. You know he ain't doing nothing. You know how she is. It says, keep a sure watch over a shameless daughter. Read on.
Lest she make thee a laughing stock to thine enemies.
Lest she make you a laughing stock. Like, oh, that's his daughter. Read on.
And a byword in the city, and a reproach among the people, and make thee ashamed before the multitude.
And make thee ashamed before the multitude. Keep a sure watch over her, lest she make you ashamed. So back to the point was this daughter had to been underneath your roof. That's how you lose sleep over her, because you're watching. She don't have free will. That's what you saw on HBO Sex in the City, where they, they finish college, they out there doing their own thing, moving around, going out to the bars, having drinks and all that stuff. I'm tell you what all road leads to with that. Watch this real quick. Genesis 34. Start with verse 1.
Genesis chapter 34, verse 1. And Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, prince of the country, saw her, he took her and lay with her and defiled her.
There you go. And Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. She had freedom to run about. And when she was out there, guess what? She got caught up and she got defiled. The scripture says, keep a sure watch of your daughter. No, not the way to move. She needs to have a hedge over her. Where there's no hedges, your possessions is spoiled. Because what should have been the foremost thing? The laws of God is being implemented. It's being taught. You're unwavering. You're not going to wink at certain things. You're going to make sure the laws. Do you understand what this scripture? You understand what I expect of you. You know what this is. You're not going to do that. Then it's going to be a judgment. You can't see your child doing wrong and you turn a blind eye to them and you be hanging out with them. It does. You're not bringing up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord. You want to protect your possession, then the laws of God must be applied. It must be enforced. If we want to break these generational curses in marriage, these Babylon marriages, we got to make sure our childs are not found pregnant in our homes. You know how, I mean, we all grew up like that. You know what it is to live, I'm going to make it plain. As a parent, you pay the bills, husband and wife paying the bills, taking, and your child, either your son and daughter, is out there having sex and then come home and wash themselves up in your house. And then lay up in the house and eat the food. Meanwhile, they're over there doing something else. Come on, you don't think that's ratchet? Come on, man. We on the same page? You going to use my wash rag and wipe after you did that over there? Wipe that stench off of you here and sleep in this house? Nah, no. That cannot be. It cannot be. Not us as Israelites. That can't be. And for any of you fathers or mothers that turn a blind eye to that, shame on you. You're going to bring up another generation of problems. Another generation of problems. Okay, we read Dinah, right? Okay, here's the thing, real quick. I forgot to say this real quick. No excuses about that. James 4. All scriptures given by the inspiration of God is powerful for reproof. We're all coming out of this mindset, this worldly, Americanized mindset, and we all have to start adhering to what God says. If we want to fix all problems in our community, generation curses, we got to stop this stuff, stop entertaining it. Nope. You want to do it, you can do it, but you damn sure don't got my blessing, and I'm not dealing with you. Read this again, James 4:17.
James chapter 4 and verse 17. Therefore, to him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, to him it is sin.
And that's what I was saying earlier. Some of us that's older in this truth, when I say old, I mean as far as time in the truth, not in age. I'm talking about time in truth. There's things that we weren't applying because we just didn't know it. But now as you learn and you see how we're moving, we're talking about, you got to stop these backdoor marriages and stuff like that. Him that knoweth to good, do good, and you know it, and you don't do it, to him it's sin. If you know that we had instruments of writing, if we knew that there was marriage feast, if you knew then taking the woman, the consummation was the last thing you did, if you know that and then you don't do it, then all the other problems to you is going to happen. You have cursed children. You'll teach them a bad lesson for them to do the same thing and keep the same vicious cycle going on. Real quick, John, Luke 12:48.
Luke chapter 12 and verse 48. But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes.
40. Oh yeah, go ahead, read on.
But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall much be required. And to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask the more.
Right. It says, if you knew not and you did commit things, you worthy shall be beaten with few stripes. But if you know better, verse 47.
And that servant which knew his Lord's will and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes.
So what is God's will for us? To have honorable marriages, do it the right way. And you all know that there's nobody in the earshot of this is not hearing this, don't know this. So that if you know it, expect God to beat you with many stripes then, because you knew better. You knew better, but you chose not to do better. This says, he that knoweth righteousness and doeth not, to him it is sin. I mean, it is evil. It's not of God to backdoor marriage. And none of you sisters or brothers should want that for your name. That shouldn't be what you want. It can't be like, okay, we just backdoored it, but, you know, we're going to move on. We're going to try to get it. No, that's backwards. How you going to fix something that started off crooked when you knew right? And for men, how you expect her to respect you for you to lay down law in your house when she know you wasn't abiding that? Let me tell you something about women secretly. They may not say it to your face, but like, nah, you full of crap. Yes, my Lord, but like, nah, he don't apply them commandments. Now he going to try to tell me? Nah, they don't want to hear that. And then when they're giving you hell, you're like, yo, she doesn't respect me. Dude, you bend over the back of a car. You copulated and married her in a parking lot at Passover. What do you expect? What do you expect? I don't know what you expect her to be. You expect her wings to pull out her back and she's going to float down and serve you? Are you crazy? She's going to give you hell. Maybe it's me. Maybe I just don't understand. No, that's not true. John 15. I'm clear. 15:22.
The book of John, chapter 15 and verse 22. If I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin.
Christ said if he had not come and spoken to us, we would not have sin. Read on.
But now they have no cloak for their sin.
There's no cloak for him. Christ made it clear to us on marriage. He made it clear. We had a lot of dysfunction, but he's telling you, no, marriage is honorable in all. It's honorable to take a wife, but you got to do it the right way. Does everybody understand that? Okay. So now she's under your roof, right? Your daughter's underneath your roof. You wake up for her. You wake up, you see her. Watch this. Ephesians 5. Give me a second. I got to go there with you. Ephesians 5. 31.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 31. For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother, and shall be joined unto his wife, and they two shall be one flesh.
It says, this cause a man shall leave father and mother. For this cause a man shall leave father. What cause shall a man leave father and mother? Brothers? For marriage. So if you're not married, what are you supposed to be? Under your father and mother, right? For this cause a man shall leave father and mother. Read on.
And shall be joined unto his wife, and they two shall be one flesh.
And they two shall be one flesh, one mind, one spirit, her mind after his mind. Right? Read on.
This is a great mystery, but I speak concerning Christ and the church.
And this was a great mystery. He said, this is the great mystery. But what he was referring to was Christ and the church. Because Christ and the church was a representing of a marriage. How Christ died for us, took care of us, guided us. That's what a husband is supposed to do for his wife. He has to be ready to provide for her, to guide her spiritually, to lay down his life for her. Sidebar, I'll make you laugh. Many years ago, there was a brother and sister who was with us, and the brother was a certified bum. Certified bum. They had 2 children, and they were living out of a minivan. But here's the thing. Hard times. She worked as like a waitress, something like that. This brother would not work. So when they went to work, they used to sit in the car. The kids and them, they'll sit in the back seats. And when I say kids, these kids like about, I guess, 5, 10 years. I forgot what little kids running around. And they'll put them in the back seat, and the kids will sleep in the back seat. It was their home. That's where they lived. And she used to pull up right in front of Cracker Barrel to go to work, and he'll sit in the car. But there's one thing that he always had, and I'm not exaggerating. He had an Xbox or PlayStation, one of those 2 things. So, they want to come up. I'm like, but this guy did not want to work. So she was frustrated. One day I had them, and I was talking to them, and I was just livid. And I told her, with him there, I said, take that video game and go pawn it and get some money. So she went, I'll tell you, I'm not making this up. She was in the house, and she was left in the car to go pawn it. And he was sitting there like, yeah. I said, nah, this is enough. Go pawn that and get some money. You guys are broke. So my word, he was sitting like this, and she pulled off. He's like this. The dude took off and ran out of my house and started trying to chase the car. But she was gone for a few minutes. He started ran out of my house and was running down the street trying to catch I don't know how he's going to catch the car. The car was gone. This guy was possessed by the video game. I said, oh, shoot. This nigga crazy. He was like this. He was in my house. He was like he's trying to stay strong. A minute passed. He was like, I'm like, where's he going? Where's this guy going? I said, oh, Lord, yeah, these people's crazy, yo. Wow. This dude is crazy. Yo, we are astonishment as a people, man. Dysfunction. Okay, I never seen anything like that in my life before. I don't even understand. It does not compute. But yeah, that was his thing. He chased it down. He came back. I forgot this whole story because I be deleting stuff. He came back. He was like, did he catch him, Poya? Did he find her? He chased her down. I forgot. All I remember, he came back to the house and he was like this. And they stay together. God bless them two dummies. Like that.
Damn.
Them kids must be like 20 years old, still sitting in the back of the car, just, It was a Ford Windstar. Okay. Oh, boy. I lost my train of thought. What was I reading? It's a church, right. Go to Tobit 7. Watch this. We're going to show you. Oh, I was talking about shameless daughter before, right? Real quick. Sirach 26. I forgot to read this. I read Sirach. What did I read in Sirach? About a shame. Did I read this? No, I didn't read this one. One in the 42? Yeah, I want the one in 26. Okay. I forgot to read that one. I apologize. 26 and 10.
Sirach chapter 26 and verse 10. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly.
Yo, some of these daughters, I'm telling you something. Some of these girls right now, I'm telling you, don't think we know. You all on social media doing some stuff. You're getting yourself caught up. I'm telling you, brothers, take their phones from them. They don't need that. And while you still got some dominion over them, you better learn to put down some manners on them. Take that phone, put them under pressure. Give her, if she wants to, give her a pot and a spoon. Keep her in it. Don't even let it go upstairs. I'm giving you the head up. Don't even let her go to the room. Let her sit down. Come from school, stay in the kitchen. Stay in the kitchen and downstairs until it's time to go to bed, until you fall. I make you fall asleep on the stove. And then you be exhausted. I'm telling you, keep on working. Make mess on purpose. Mop this up. Wipe this up. Clean the windows. Clean the fan. Nah, find some, sew this up. Every time she finishes one thing, find another thing to her. Just keep her going till she's exhausted. She just pass out. And then get up in the morning, right back to the same thing. You might save her from being a thought. You might. You have free time. Read that again.
If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty.
Lest she abuse herself with overmuch rod. Read on.
Watch over an impudent eye, and marvel not if she trespass against thee.
You don't be marvel not if you see she's out there. Don't be marveled because you knew what you got. You see her with a little wonton eye, always looking at dudes, always in dudes' face. You can see that. You see some sisters, you can see that. I'm telling you, I watch women, sisters. When a man is looking at them, if they have a shaved face, they put their head down. Their eyes will drop. When they be eyeballing you, reckless eyeballing you right back, like this, you're like, all right, we know what we got here, Charlie. We know what she's for. You know what she's looking for. She's looking for the rod of reproof. That's what she wants. A shameless daughter will put her eye down. She ain't look. She makes sure you read that she ain't looking at. You got the wrong idea. But that daggone bulging eye. Read on.
Verse 12. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he hath found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down, and open her quiver against every arrow.
I don't think I need to explain that. I think that's clear, right, everybody? We good? Do y'all want me to explain it? Y'all nasty. I ain't explaining. You know what I mean. You're asking stuff you know the answer for. She's a slut. Tobit. Tobit 7. Watch this. Tobit 7, verse 1. We're going to, read, what time is it? We got time, right? Oh, we got time. Yeah. Start verse 1. Let's read on now.
The book of Tobit.
Who has read the history on Tobit? Who has not read it, first of all? Who hasn't? All right, good, okay. A few hands. You haven't read it yet? You ain't never read Tobit. Nah, you bugging. Nah, I know you too long. Come on. 4 chapters a day. You, as long as you've been here, you should have read that book 3 times already. All right, now we got to read it for him. There we go. You know who Tobit is? You know who Tobit is, right? Yeah. All right, but you never read it. God, I wish I could just take off this belt and just start, like a father, start just beating. What you mean? You're on punishment. I'm just messing with you. But you should have read it already. I'm serious about that. You've been around too long not to read Tobit. Let's go.
Sirach, chapter 7 and verse 1. And when they would come to Ecbatane, they came to the house of Raguel. And Sarah met them. And after they had saluted one another, she brought them into the house. Then Raguel told to Edna, his wife, how like is this young man to Tobit, my cousin?
Okay, let me speed you up. Tobit is family. His father sent him to Tobit to send Tobias to find a wife, all right? And he sent to a family member, all right? So let's read. Read on.
And Raguel asked them, from whence are ye, brethren? To whom they said, we are of the sons of Nephthalim, which are captives in Nineveh. Then he said unto them, do ye not know Tobit our kinsman? And they said, we know him. Then said he, is he in good health? And they said, he is both alive and in good health. And Tobit said, he is my father. Tobias said, he is my father.
Oh, you lost me. Okay, read on.
Then Raguel leaped up and kissed him and wept and blessed him and said unto him, thou art the son of an honest and good man.
You see that good name? He said, what you mean? Tobit's your father? Oh, I know you of good stock. I know how you was raised. I know there's a hedge around this man, Tobit. And you, son, he said, he blessed him already. You know what blessed mean? You good. That's what you want to carry your name when your name carry. They say, oh, you the son of so-and-so? Oh, I already know you good.
Dang.
You know how that must make Tobit feel? How his name is respected? He sent him to a far land. This never met these people, but you the son of Tobit. That's his cousin, his family. But the point, he didn't know him like that. He didn't seem to, you Tobit's son? Okay. You get free reign here because I know you came up right. Read on.
And blessed him and said unto him, thou art the son of an honest and good man. But when he had heard that Tobit was blind, he was sorrowful and wept. And likewise Edna, his wife, and Sarah, his daughter, wept. Moreover, they entertained them cheerfully. And after that they had killed a ram of the flock, they set store of meat on the table. Then said Tobias to Raphael, brother Azariah, speak of those things which thou didst talk in the way, and let this business be dispatched. So he communicated the matter with Raguel. And Raguel said to Tobias, eat and drink and make merry. For it is meet that thou shouldest marry my daughter. Nevertheless, I will declare unto thee the truth.
So, hey, I'm sorry, I'm going to go back. I want you to read verse 8. He cried when he heard that Tobit was blind. Read verse 8.
And likewise Edna, his wife, and Sarah, his daughter, wept.
And Edna, his wife, wept, and his daughter Sarah wept. So you know, he's like, Sarah, stop crying, damn it. Tobit's blind. That's how I read it. Because she might not know Tobit like that. He's like, everybody, we crying. Cry. This man going to be your husband. You got to cry, girl. Get your ass. Poke your eyes. Let me see some tears coming. Let's go.
Moreover, they entertained them cheerfully. And after they had killed a ram of the flock, they set store of meat on the table.
You understand, for him to kill a ram, they kept their cattle. They only killed it for special occasions. You just wasn't eating meat like that.
Right.
So that's how Tobit's name rang bells. He said, kill a ram. We're going to feast right now. Read on.
Then said Tobias to Raphael, brother Azariah, speak of those things which thou didst talk in the way, and let this business be dispatched.
Here's the business. Read on.
So he communicated the matter with Regel, and Regel said to Tobias, "Eat and drink and make merry. For it is meet that thou shouldest marry my daughter."
It is meet, or it is good, it's honorable that you should marry my daughter.
Nevertheless, I will declare unto thee the truth.
He said, I'm going to tell you something about my daughter. Now listen to what he says. When he just heard who his father was, you good, it's all right for you to marry my daughter. But look what he says next. Read.
I have given my daughter in marriage to 7 men, who died that night they came in unto her. Nevertheless, for the present be merry. But Tobias said, I will eat nothing here till we agree and swear one to another. Regel said, then take her from henceforth according to the manner, for thou art her cousin, and she is thine. And the merciful God give you good success in all things.
Watch this. Now, when it says, I've given my daughter in marriage to 7 men. 7 men prior to her, she married lawfully, but they all died. So it wasn't like she was starting around. It wasn't that. All right? They all died because the end, it was this man which she was ordained to be with. So now look what it says in verse, just a point, in verse 12. Read it again.
Regel said, then take her from henceforth according to the manner, for thou art her cousin.
So take her from underneath my roof and put her under your care, for she's your cousin.
And she is thine.
And he said, I'm giving you my daughter. She becomes yours. Read on.
And the merciful God give you good success in all things.
And the father was blessing it. He said, and the merciful God give thee what?
Good success in all things.
And that you two can what? Come together and build a possession together. Good success in all things. Together, you two work together and build something together. Just like him and his wife did, just like Tobit and his wife did. Now you move out, you do your thing, and you two build your family. Read on.
Then he called his daughter Sarah, and she came to her father, and he took her by the hand and gave her to be wife to Tobias.
He said, come here, take her, you're going to be this man's wife. But this man had to be a good reputation. There had been something that he knew. He had what? He had experience in life, and he's like, nah, you don't got to choose. I got somebody for you. And gave her. Read on.
Behold, take her after the law of Moses, and lead her away to thy father. And he blessed them.
And he what?
Blessed them.
Hey, memo, when you get married, you want the blessing of your father. You want the blessing of your mother. You don't want to get married, and I'm talking about in this truth, when you got believing parents. Or even I saw just, what's the last week or week before, the deacons and them in New York was blessing the marriage of brothers and sisters that they put together. They said, now we bless this marriage. That's what you want. Or you want it in the backseat of a Chevy. And he blessed it. Read on.
And called Edna his wife, and took paper, and did write an instrument of covenants, and sealed it.
He gave them papers, and that's, sisters, here you go. You want the man to claim you, let him put it on paper. This was our tradition. This is what we did. They made the agreement. You signed the paper, and then you got the stuff. Y'all be giving the stuff and then hoping that he signed some paper. Y'all stupid. Right. That's called game. No. If he wanted bad enough, he gonna sign. What do you want me to sign at? He gonna sign. Y'all be getting a first and you doing backwards. That's that American type of marriage. That's Babylon marriage. And after he gets like, I don't know. I want to serve God and just give my life over to Jesus.
Hey, Bishop, they too busy listening to Beyonce put a ring on it. So the brother go to Walmart.
Yeah, put that up real quick. This is what y'all be doing.
Damn.
All right, let's go. Hold this real quick. We said verse 14. Go to Sirach 42 and 7. Do all things in right. Thank you. Do all things in writing.
Yes, sir. Sirach chapter 42 and verse 7.
And for those that's catching this class, if you miss it, you can always go back on IUIC TV and pick it up. it's going to be streaming there. We have a lot of content on different subjects, so, tune in. Download the app. Go ahead, read.
Sirach, chapter 42, verse 7. Deliver all things in number and weight, and put all in writing that thou givest out, or receiveth in.
That's our tradition. Make him put it in writing. So I'm giving my daughter to you. I'm giving my daughter, here you go, and do you have a home? You got a place to put her? Yes. You have a career? You can take care of her? Okay, good. All right, then there we go. Now we have the wedding feast, and after everybody rejoice, because I'm going to miss my daughter, now you could take your wife and have at her. You could take your husband, and you two can move on. Got read. Drop that back to Tobit.
Yes, sir. Tobit, chapter 7 and verse 14, and called Edna his wife, and took paper, and did write an instrument of covenants, and sealed it. Mm-hmm. Then they began to eat. After Regel called his wife Edna, and said unto her, Sister, prepare another chamber, and bring her in thither. Which when she had done as he had bidden her, she brought her thither, and she wept, and she received the tears of her daughter, and said unto her, Be of good comfort, my daughter. The Lord of heaven and earth give thee joy for this thy sorrow. Be of good comfort, my daughter.
She's crying because she said, babe, you're about to become a woman. You're about to consummate your marriage. Those are tears of joy. She's seeing her daughter grow up, and she's like, you're stepping into womanhood. You're stepping into wifehood. You're going to be a mother. That must be I'm just trying to imagine the feeling that you're like, yo, you did it right, girl. We got the paperwork. I made the bedroom nice for you. Then you guys going to do it, Read on. Is that it?
That was it.
Chapter 8, I want verses 1 to jump to 4.
Tobit, chapter 8, verse 1. And when they had supped, they brought Tobias in unto her. Verse 4. And after that they were both shut in together. Tobias rose out of the bed and said, Sister, arise, and let us pray that God would have pity on us.
So now, they in the bed training now. Now it was time. But Tobias said, listen, sister, before we do anything, let us pray. What is he doing? What is this man doing? He's building that hedge around the marriage. Let us establish God first in our marriage. Let God be the forefront. Before he took her, he put God up front to protect the marriage, to protect his possession, to protect what they're going to build together. Read on.
Verse 5. Then began Tobias to say, Blessed art thou, O God of our fathers, and blessed is thy holy and glorious name forever. Let the heavens bless thee and all thy creatures. Thou madest Adam and gavest him Eve, his wife, for an helper and stay.
For what?
For an helper and stay.
She's help meet for him. Read on.
Of them came mankind. Thou hast said, It is not good that man should be alone. Let us make unto him an aid like unto himself.
And that's all those attributes we read about in Proverbs 31, where she's like the merchant ship, waking up early, doing these things. She's making herself useful to help build this possession that this man has, or they have together. Read on.
And now, O Lord, I take not this sister for lust. I take not this my sister for lust, but uprightly. Therefore, mercifully ordained that we may become aged together.
So he said, I take not this sister for lust. So backdoor marriages are marriages based on lust. Because if it wasn't based on lust, you would make an agreement with the fathers and the mothers, everybody's in it. There'll be paperwork signed. There'll be a feast day that we all come together and commemorate this union, and then you take it. If you do it any other way, it's not an honorable marriage. Does anybody don't understand that? So how do you sisters be lifting up your skirt to, and there ain't no paperwork. Nobody signed off on it. And then you think God is blessing that? Come on, man. 2 + 2 is 4. Use your deduction. You are a sperm receptacle. Verse 8? I mean, verse 7?
Yes, sir. Tobit chapter 8, verse 7. And now, O Lord, I take not this my sister for lust, but uprightly. Therefore, mercifully ordain that we may become aged together.
That we might become aged together, chapter 10, verse 10.
Tobit chapter 10 and verse 10. Then Regel arose and gave him Sarah his wife, and half his goods, servants, and cattle, and money. And he blessed them, and sent them away, saying, the God of heaven give you a prosperous journey, my children.
So look what he said. Ruguel arose and gave him Sarah his wife. You know, my daughter, it's time for you guys to go and start building your possession. And half his goods, servants, cattle, and money. The man was so happy, he gave half of all he had to his daughter and her husband so they could establish their new marriage. He said, I'm up in age. I don't need all that stuff. You could take half of everything. That's how you want to come into it. He said, take half. He said that you can have a good journey. Read on.
Verse 12. And he said to his daughter, honor thy father and thy mother-in-law, which are now thy parents, that I may hear good report of thee.
You know what it means to honor your father and mother-in-law? Listen to them. Listen. Why? They have more experience than you. Listen to them. Honor them like you would honor me and listen to me. You're going to be over there under his hedge, under his roof. There, listen to them. Read on.
And he kissed her. Edna also said to Tobias, the Lord of heaven restore thee, my dear brother, and grant that I may see thy children of my daughter Sarah before I die, that I may rejoice before the Lord.
She said, please, the Lord keep you safe, restore your spirit, that I could see my daughter's children, that I could see my grandchildren. What does she want to do? She wants to glory in her works. That's that Proverbs 31 woman, that she can see the fruits of her labor. I have a good daughter, honest woman. She brought forth good children, honest children in the Lord. Man, before I die, I can leave this earth knowing I did my job as that Proverbs 31 woman, and I got a good daughter, a good son-in-law. Things are good for me. I put my head down and go rest, and I know my lineages is going to carry on. All you sisters can get bent over the back seat of a car and then given a wet wipe. Gosh. Read on.
The Lord of heaven restore thee, my dear brother, and grant that I may see thy children of my daughter Sarah before I die, that I may rejoice before the Lord. Behold, I commit my daughter unto thee of special trust. Wherefore, do not entreat her evil.
He told him, listen, don't deal with my daughter evil. I commit my daughter to you of special trust. You know, oh, existence, all life, we raise up all young ones. We just want the best for them. I don't want you to go screw this up. Deal with her right. And wife, deal with your husband right. But it's special trust. Because I want to see my grandchildren. I want to love them. I want it to be honorable. Don't cheat the parent out of that. Don't cheat the parent out of that. Doing it honorably. Why? Why is it not good to cheat the parent? Sirach 3. Three and 9.
Sirach chapter 3 and verse 9. For the blessing of the father establishes the houses of children.
This is why. Because the blessing of a father will establish the houses of children. So, let's do it the other way. Read on.
But the curse of the mother rooteth out foundations.
But the mother that curses the house will root out. Your children will be cursed. Does anybody believe the Bible? Then when your child go up and you see him at 14 years old with a red bandana in his back pocket, running out the house, eyes red, and you wonder why, because there's no hedge around the marriage. Your possession is spoiled, and now he is a ward of the state correctional facility. Instead of him saying Most High in Christ bless, he's your daughter is not in a gang, she's getting gang banged. What verse was that? Oh, let's jump out. I read that. Verse 1.
Verse 1?
Mm-hmm.
Sirach chapter 3, verse 1. Hear me, your father, O children, and do thereafter that ye may be safe. For the Lord hath given the father honor over the children, and have confirmed the authority of the mother over the sons.
The parent, father, mother, have authority from God over the child. They have authority over God. And what and that authority they have, they give their daughters to somebody, give their son to marriage, whatever it might be. And the mother and the end wanted what? To see her children's children. So you want the prayer of the father and mother to establish your house. Read on.
Whoso honoreth his father maketh an atonement for his sins. And he that honoreth his mother is as one that layeth up treasure.
You better honor, because you can lay up treasures later on for your life. Read on.
Whoso honoreth his father shall have joy of his own children. And when he maketh his prayer, he shall be heard.
That's why sometimes your prayers are not heard, because what? Your iniquities have separated you from God. Read on.
He that honoreth his father shall have a long life. And he that is obedient unto the Lord shall be a comfort to his mother.
Watch this.
He that feareth the Lord will honor his father and will do service unto his parents.
Didn't that's what Edna told her, her father told her? Obey your father-in-law, honor thy father-in-law and thy mother-in-law. Meaning what? Obey them. Obey them. Read on.
He that feareth the Lord will honor his father and will do service unto his parents as to his masters.
He will do service unto his parents as unto masters. Read on.
Honor thy father and mother, both in word and deed.
Read on.
That a blessing may come upon thee from them.
You want the blessing of your father and mother. You don't want to go into no marriage without the blessing of your parents. You or the elders of the congregation. You don't want to go into no marriage without a blessing. That's a shame. That's a stain. To go into something without having everybody behind you, cheering you on, praising to God, asking God to give you long life, good children, a home. And all. You want that. Who doesn't want that? Skank and a bum. Don't want that. All the rest of us, that's what I would think you want, especially for you young generations coming up. Y'all got to do better, man. Y'all got to do better. Because after the good feeling is gone, I'm talking about the sex, and you got everyday life, you just got to always walk around that you did it wrong. And then you want to put down your foot like you running something. No, Negro. I'm sorry. What verse was that?
Verse 9.
Yeah, read 9.
For the blessing of the father establishes the houses of children.
For the blessing of the father establishes the houses of children. Watch this. Proverbs 17. We're almost done. Proverbs 17. This Americanized marriage relationship stuff has been a detriment to us. 17:6.
Proverbs chapter 17 and verse 6. Children's children are the crown of old men.
That's what we want to see as old men and old women. We want to see our children's children. That's our crown, because we can sit back and say we did a good job. You know, I did a good job, man. Look at my son out there. Look at his wife right there, swallowing up her belly. Look at my daughter out there giving me triple grandchildren. You're like, yeah. And them kids growing up, and they know, they recite the commandments. If Lord is merciful to me and I could see my grandchildren serving God, that's my crown. That's what it's all about. You want to leave a legacy behind you. Read on.
And the glory of children are their fathers.
And the glory of children are their fathers. Your glory, children, is your father. You want to look to your father and say, yeah, that's my glory right there. So when he say, yes, you the son of so-and-so? Oh, yeah. Oh, man. I know your father. Your father's a good man. That's what you want. Real quick. Malachi 2:15.
Malachi, chapter 2, verse 15. And did not he make one? Yet had he the residue of the Spirit. And wherefore one?
And why did he make you one flesh? Why did he make the man and woman one flesh? What God has joined together, what God has joined together. Read on, why?
That he might seek a godly seed.
That's the only reason why God joined you together, because he wants you to give him a godly seed. He wants you to raise your child up in the nurture and admonition of his commandments. He wants to rewrite this wretched history that we have and bring forth godly seeds, do it the godly way so we can have a godly nation. And there you go, not doing that. 2 Thessalonians 3, watch this. Six.
2 Thessalonians chapter 3 and verse 6. Now we command you, brethren, in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, that ye withdraw yourselves from every brother that walketh disorderly, and not after the tradition which he received of us.
Wasn't it tradition? Instruments of writing? Wasn't that part of our tradition? So you withdraw your man, a brother who don't walk according to the traditions that we do. Marriage feast. And then the consummation. You do it any other way, you're doing it what? Disorderly. Those are our traditions. It's not that you test out the vehicle and then you buy it. You buy it and then you test it out. Read.
For yourselves know how ye ought to follow us. For we have behaved not ourselves disorderly among you.
We don't.
Neither did we eat any man's bread for naught, but wrought with labor and travail night and day, that we might not be chargeable to any of you. Not because we have not power, but to make ourselves an ensample unto you to follow us.
But he said we wrought with labor. We worked. So we ain't chargeable to no man. Read on.
For even when we were with you, this we commanded you, that if any would not work, neither should he eat.
So that's simple to understand. He said, I command, if a man does not work, he shouldn't eat. Come on, you got to work. Now, can you understand it? If you can't hold a job or got a place, you shouldn't have a wife. Does it make sense? I think it makes sense. If you don't work, you don't eat. If you don't work in that place, you don't have sex. So if you want that, get a job. Take care of it. Do it the right way. Verse 11.
For we hear that there are some which walk among you disorderly, working not at all, but are busybodies.
There's some is just bums. They go from man's house. They don't work at all. No consistency. Anytime you see a person that cannot hold a job, there's some sisters here. Let me help you all out. If it's a brother and he's nice and handsome and you like, but if you notice he cannot hold a job regularly, if the man does not have a bank account, if he does not have, if he's going, I'm just telling you straight, if he's going to a check cash to cash his paycheck because he doesn't have a bank account, those are red flags for you. If he doesn't have a home or have the money to procure a home, that's a red flag for you. Now, you have some men who run a hard time, or you have some men that have goals and aspirations, and he might be one that you and him want to come up together. That's cool. But here's another little key indicator. There's difference between a goal and a dream. Some Negroes be dreaming, but there's no application or plan in place to execute what they're thinking. It's called bull stuff. Yeah, because I'm going to do this. I'm going to get this together. I'm going to do this. Okay, what's the first step to that? Oh, God, girl, just run. My rap label. Oh, God, run. Anytime they tell you all these big swelling stories of what they're going to do. So how do you plan to do that? Tell me how you execute. When a person knows what they're doing, they're going to tell you. You just see what they're doing. They're studying it. They're trying to master it. They're not. It's just talk. Sounds good. And you be the oh, he's so cute. I tell you, here you go. This is what's going to happen to you. Either one of you. You're going to finish. You're going, okay. And then you're going to look over like this, like, oh, shit. You're going to wake up, you're going to look at him and like, this is day 3 and this nigga don't got a job. And I guarantee you, he's not going to look the same he looked right before the act. You're going to look at him totally different. You're like, oh, gosh. Okay. If you think I'm wrong, try it your way. Let's see how it works out for you. What was the last thing we did? Thessalonians, right?
Yes, sir. Verse 12.
Hate not laborious work, Sirach 7. If man doesn't work, he should not eat. Some men is worthless. They don't want to work. 7:15.
Sirach, chapter 7 and verse 15. Hate not laborious work, neither husbandry, which the Most High hath ordained.
Most High said, by the sweat of your brow you're going to eat. Hate not laborious work or laborious work. Don't hate. You got to be willing to work. And you sisters that got men who don't hate it and they work, how about giving that man some honor, respect? When he walked through that door, greet him. You should be at the door. If you got a husband that go to work and you don't have to work, he take care of you, you should be at the door falling over. Good evening, my lord. How you doing? What do you need? You were sitting there like, yeah, you home? Your food is in the microwave. Oh, shit.
Damn.
Dog, what's wrong with you? You didn't figure this thing out yet? You know why you got that mind? Because that's that Americanized mind. You go find a woman, okay, I'm going to say this for a million times. Brothers who are single, let me give you a heads up. Damn, you sisters here in the States going to hate me, but whatever. Here's the point. When you're looking for a wife, get on a plane. Get a passport. Land where Israel's at. When you get off that plane, I want you to jump on a train. Ride that train till there's no more train tracks. When you get off that train right there, I want you to get in a car and ride till you come to the edge where the car, there's no more road. Then get on a bike. Ride that bike until you get tired. And then walk till you hit the water, swim over until you get to the other side. And when you get to that other side and you see that sister in the middle of the field with that thing on top of her head, take her. Now here's the thing. You're not listening. Don't bring her back this way. Stay there. You're good. Don't say I never told you anything. All right? All right, then. 1 Samuel 18. We're gonna wrap it up right now. 18:21.
Yes, sir. 1 Samuel chapter 18 and verse 21.
Verse 20.
Yes, sir. Verse 20. And Michal, Saul's daughter, loved David. And they told Saul, and the thing pleased him. Mm-hmm. And Saul said, I will give him her, that she may be a snare to him.
Some people know what they got in daughters, and you know what you got in sons. If you know you got a son that's worthless, if you know you got a daughter that ain't right, she worthless, whatever it might be, and you give it to somebody, you hate your brother. You at least give them the heads up. Listen to me. This is how my daughter is. I'm telling you, you better watch these things, characters, so at least he can pay attention. This is how my son is. Saul's like, I know my daughter. She's gonna be a snare. Go ahead, you can take her. I want it to fail. Some people be giving up their sons and daughters and know those kids ain't right. They ain't ready for nothing. I would hope somebody tell me if a young man wants my daughter, say, no, my son, nah. Be honest. Because I'm going to tell you the truth about any of my kids. I don't never lie. I tell you, do you want to know? And I sit back, I want to see. Yes, I'll tell you the good and bad about them. And then you have it out there. You can make the decision if you want your daughter to continue on or your son to continue on. But he did what? He said, nah, take her, because I know she's going to be a snare to him. Damn. You locking me down with this and know she's going to... Man, you mean as hell. Boy, you trying to put a stumbling block. Read that one more time.
1 Samuel chapter 18, verse 20. And Michal, Saul's daughter, loved David. And they told Saul, and the thing pleased him. And Saul said, I will give him her, that she may be a snare to him, and that the hand of the Philistines may be against him.
He know that this woman is such a problem, she's going to be a problem to him, that it is going to cause the Philistine to be able to what? To possibly overcome him. Because the woman he got is a problem. Well, damn. Come on, Saul, man. Damn. Hey, listen, all you Judites, on behalf of the tribe of Benjamin, I apologize. I apologize. Because you know them Jamaican women hard, the Benjamin women hard to deal with, boy. It take a special man to deal with them. Because I'm talking about Benjamin. Y'all know you could be miserable, for real. Okay. Genesis 29. We're going to wrap it right here. I want to show you patience in our forefathers. 29:13.
Genesis chapter 29 and verse 13. And it came to pass, when Laban heard the tidings of Jacob, his sister's son, that he ran to meet him and embraced him and kissed him and brought him to his house.
So this is his sister's son. He heard, because he knows his sister, and he embraced him and kissed him. Read on.
And he told Laban all these things. And Laban said to him, surely thou art my bone and my flesh. And he abode with him the space of a month. And Laban said unto Jacob, because thou art my brother, shouldest thou therefore serve me for naught? Tell me, what shall thy wages be? And Laban had 2 daughters. The name of the elder was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel. Leah was tender-eyed, but Rachel was beautiful and well-favored. And Jacob loved Rachel, and said, I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel, thy younger daughter.
You see, when a man loves your sister, when he wants you, he serves 7 years for her. You girls trying to give it up in 70 minutes. An hour and 10 minutes, you already know you've given up the drawers. You crazy. 7 years. And he was an honorable man because he was in this man's house. He said, I'll serve 7 years. He said, her price is worth it. He felt he was willing to wait 7 years for her. Read on.
And Laban said, it is better that I give her to thee than that I should give her to another man. Abide with me.
Right. 1 Corinthians. So he waits 7 years. We're going to wrap up on this scripture right here. 1 Corinthians 7 about marriage, not about to burn. It's better to marry than burn. 1 Corinthians 7.
1 Corinthians
7:1.
Yes, sir. Chapter 7 and verse 1. Now concerning the things whereof ye wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband.
So we understand that people have that feeling. They're going to want sex. We get it. The Lord made us like that. It says, it's good that a man don't touch a woman. It's good that you don't have a wife so you can tend to the Lord's business. But God knows that's not going to be the case with most men. It said, but to avoid fornication, to avoid sexual immorality, to avoid backdoor marriages, it says, let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband. Take a spouse, but do it lawfully. Do it right. Verse 9.
Verse 9. But if they cannot contain, let them marry. For it is better to marry than to burn.
That's why a lot of these backdoor marriages are happening, because you are burning. You want sex, and when you want that, give me that again, obscure the things that are honest. I'm talking about, I think like 30 or 40. Let me find it. It might be 20s. I'll find it. Sirach. You know what I'm talking about? I'm a Sirach. Wisdom of Solomon, thank you.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4 and verse 12.
1 second, before you read that, I want to show you something real quick. I want you to read 3:10.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 and verse 10. But the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations.
Why? 4:12.
For the bewitching of naughtiness.
That's what happened. There's a bewitching of naughtiness. And they're going according to their own imagination. Listen, I got the plan. We could do it like this and nobody got to know, blah, 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 blah. It's called bewitching. Read on.
Doth obscure things that are honest.
Doth obscure the right way of doing things because you're burning. Read on.
And the wandering of concupiscence.
And because you're wandering outside the commandments, you're wandering beyond the hedge of God.
Doth undermine the simple mind.
It will undermine you slowly and you're going to lose everything. All right, so with that, I pray today's class was edifying, that you was able to receive something from it on marriage, and that you take these scriptures, you apply them to life. As always, as Bishop Nathaniel says, study, pray, and apply these commandments. For those watching, visit us on IUIC TV, download the app, and you can catch our classes. We do have classes on YouTube 3 times a day, 7 days a week, online, thousands of classes. We have schools throughout the world. Israel's on the rise. All right? So with that, we say shalom. Oh, and also, if you can, subscribe to IUIC Austin.
That's right.
IUIC Austin. Subscribe to us. We need 10,000 viewers by tonight. Help us out. All right?
All praise.
IUIC Austin on YouTube. All right? Shalom.
We used to scream black power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are how men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.